This is day number 80 of the small cap market open day trading test. We only have 10 trades to go, so I'm going to try my best to get all 10 trades this week. And right now the market has been open for 2 minutes. I've got my small cap screener open on my laptop, and so far there is nothing to put on the chart on the screener, from the screener I should say. So I'll show you that screener in just a moment. I'm just resetting the chart on my laptop to make sure nothing has popped up in the last 2 minutes here. So yeah, everything looks pretty slow. There is one stock that's over 5% change, but it only has 100,000 shares of volume. So it's too low volume as of right now. I'll show you the screener and you can see what I'm looking at. So here is the small cap screener. Always click the 3 dots and click modify, otherwise the filters will not be applied. And then I organize the list by volume. And we're looking for the highest volume stocks traded, and we also want to see a percent change of 5 or more. And as far as volume goes, I want to see 500,000 shares or more. So you can see that the top 4 stocks are the only ones that meet that requirement, but they're all losing money right now. So obviously there's nothing to check on the chart. So we're going to keep the screener up for now, and I'm going to pause. Let me pull up my little sign here. Oops. Oh, there it was. All right, so I'm going to pause for now, and once this disappears, then I'll be back on, and there hopefully will be something interesting. This happens fairly regularly, and usually a few minutes after they open, something will pop up, so I'll be back as soon as something does. In the meantime, I'm going to leave the screener up so you can see what's going on with these stocks. And I mean, I'm going to mute, not pause. We don't pause in these videos because I want you to see everything that happens, so I'm just going to mute my mic. All right, so here we are about 6 minutes now into the open, 6.5 minutes, and still nothing. We're going to reset the screener here so that we're seeing the same stuff on my laptop, which you can't see, and the desktop, which you can see. So here's the list organized by volume. Now this FOLD is actually coming into play. So let's pull that up on the chart. It does now meet the screener criteria, but it must meet the chart criteria. So we don't know if it's going to meet that or not. And it doesn't. We have to reject it. So it's trading below the 200 MA on the daily. That means that we would be taking a trade against the trend, even though, yes, it could possibly continue higher. It could try to close this gap or something like that, but that is not within the strategy. We're only taking trades that meet the strategy requirements. Otherwise, even if we make a 2 or 3R trade or whatever on this, it's not going to help our statistics because it's not going to be part of the strategy. So anyway, so we have to reject that for now. I'll just pull the SPY back up just since we can't trade this and there's no other stocks to put on the chart page at this point. So anyway, let me see. I'm going to reset the screener one more time on my laptop, and then I'll show you the screener again on the desktop here. See if anything else has popped up. Nope, it's just fold. It's a really red looking day on the screener. That could change at any time, but it also could just be another dead day of small cap trading, which that does happen from time to time, especially, I shouldn't say from time to time, happens very often, especially this year in 2022. All right, so there we go. Yeah, so there's absolutely nothing. Actually, so I don't even see these stocks on my laptop because the screen is a little bit smaller, and it's one of my rules. It may seem arbitrary, but it's not. It's one of my rules to only even look at stocks that are trading, excuse me, on the first page of my laptop screen. Why? Because those are going to be the highest volume stocks traded in the small cap sector because I have the list organized by volume. So anyway, that's where we are right now. I'm going to not pause, I'm going to mute, and we'll be back in just a moment. Well, not much going on so far, but this is part of trading. If you have a plan and the plan is put into place, you have to stick to it. And if the market doesn't give you what you need to take a trade, then you just sit by the sidelines and either wait for something to meet your criteria, or you don't trade at all if you have an allotted amount of time to trade. And like myself, I only trade from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. for so many reasons. The main reason is because actually, I guess there's a couple of big reasons. I don't want to give the market any more time than an hour a day. If I sit here for more than an hour a day, I'm much more likely to break my plan, and that obviously could lead to huge losses and wiping out all of my profits. So those are the biggest reasons right there. Anyway, we're going to keep watching. We have until 10:30, and we'll see if something pops up. If it does and it gives us a trade, then we get to take a trade. Otherwise, it might be a no trade day. So either way, I'm going to let the video continue to record. I will mute for now, and I'll be back if something interesting pops up. We see FNKO down here, so that's actually getting very close to meeting our criteria. I'm not sure if it's not on the first page on the screener, so we can't actually look at it. It doesn't have enough volume relative to the other stocks, and that is also part of the strategy. So let me see. Yeah, just refreshing my screener on the laptop, and it's not there yet. It may pop up a little bit higher as volume builds. So we'll keep our eyes on that, and I'll unmute if something comes of FNKO. So it may happen really soon, but for now I'm just going to mute. All right, so you probably noticed the FNKO has moved up quite a bit on the screener, but now it's below the percent change threshold. In the meantime, now we would advise high caution here. If you pull something like this up on a chart and you're not disciplined or not experienced, you may be tricked into trading it before it's meeting your screener criteria. So the best thing to do is to just wait till all of the screener criteria is met. In my case, that's 500,000 shares or more, that's met, and a 5% change or greater, and that's not met. But I'm going to pull it up on the daily chart because I have a suspicion that this is trading below the 200 MA on the daily. And if that's the case, then we can just reject it and we don't have to worry about it or focus on it or anything like that. So let's go to the charts and see what's going on with FNKO. All right, so it's trading above the 200 MA. We're okay here. What we can do is look at the pre-market high, or previous day high, and there's already a yellow line on here, I guess, from a previous either trade or just watching it. I don't know when that is from, but I'm going to go ahead and use that as our first line there. And let's go to the 1 minute chart. So that's the previous session high. Now this thing may have already given us a trade setup. If that's the case, then we probably cannot trade it. I'll know in just a second, because let me see, is this a double top? Yeah, it's a double top. Well, this is the first high of day after breaking through the previous high right here on this candle. So it looks like it already gave us our setup without meeting all of our criteria. So in that case, we can't trade it. I'm just putting these lines out here to show you. So, because what this means is that all of this happened before there was enough volume to meet all of our criteria. And you might say, well, actually, let me see here. This line needs to go much further up, because there was no real pullback there. There was a double top, which you could have gotten in there, but that's a little bit risky. And then here is the pullback after that second high of day if you disregard the double top. And then the stop loss would have gone here, and you would not have gotten a 2R trade here. You would have been stopped out and then possibly re-triggered here. Not yet. No, yeah, on this candle here, and then the stop loss would go here. But this is all kind of pointless because this didn't meet our screener criteria. So it really doesn't matter what chart pattern forms outside of the screener criteria being met. I'm just kind of showing you, since there's nothing else going on. But so let's just disregard this stock. We can't do anything with it. And we'll go back to the screener. And whoops, that's not where I want to be. Let's just refresh it here. So still looking at only the same two stocks that are green, and Fold we had to reject, and FNKO we now have to reject because it kind of met our setup pattern before it met any other criteria. So everything kind of has to happen in a certain way for us to be able to take a trade, and that's for a reason, so that when we collect our data and our statistics, that they're actually meaningful. Because if you're, say, taking trades where some of your criteria is met, but other parts of it are not, and you win or lose that trade, and you track that data, and then the next day you take a trade where all of the criteria was met, and you track the result of that trade, and then the next day you take a trade where a different part of your criteria is met, some of it is not. Those are three different trades entirely, and there's no correlation between wins or losses between those trades. So you really have to have a well-defined set of criteria and only take trades when all of that criteria are met, and then the results from those trades actually have meaning. So that's what we're trying to do here. I know it can be frustrating to see setups go by just because certain criteria weren't met, but it's really the way to go. If you trade random things, you're going to get random results, and you will not be able to build a trading plan based on random results. So that's pretty much that. So again, we're gonna have to mute for now. It's already a half hour into the trading day. This is a really slow, boring trading day, but this is part of trading. If I start going and hunting and looking for any random setup or random stock that's moving, again, I am breaking my plan, and any data from that is totally meaningless. So you just have to exercise discipline. However deeply desire you have to take a trade, you have to be disciplined, and you have to just stick to the plan. So anyway, we're going to mute for now, and hopefully something pops up. If not, it'll be a no trade day, and that's fine. That's going to happen sometimes. The nice thing about a no trade day is it's a good day to exercise your trading discipline, because especially when you're a new trader, it's not easy to just sit here and not trade. You want to take trades when you're new, but you really have to get over that, because there's really no point to just taking random trades, other than, I guess, entertainment value. But if your goal is to actually make money from trading, then that's just not going to work in the long run. You might as well go to a casino. So anyway, we're going to mute for now, and hopefully something interesting pops up. Well, it's past 10:20 now. There's less than 10 minutes in the trading day for me. Nothing has popped up at this point. Nothing looks even close to triggering a trade today. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video short. Sorry that it was a slow, boring video, but this is trading sometimes. Again, you could go and look for other so-called opportunities and try and grab a trade somewhere else, but if it's not part of your trading plan, if it's not part of your strategy, if you don't have a trading plan, if you don't have a strategy, then you're basically gambling. And if you're okay with that, if that's what you want to do, that's one thing. But if you're trying to establish a long-term trading career, if you're trying to make sure that you are profitable in the long run, I just don't think that that's going to be possible. I don't know a single trader that's been trading a long time that trades that way. So anyway, sorry for the spiel and the lectures, but this is just the reality of trading. Sometimes you just have to exercise discipline, and if things aren't meeting your criteria and your plan, then you just have to sit the day out. And at least you didn't risk any money needlessly, and you didn't lose any money needlessly. So there's that. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow morning for the same thing. Hopefully there will be some more activity. If I had to guess, I would say there probably will be. Generally, you don't get multiple days like this in a row. It can happen. Anything can happen in the market. We are definitely in a downturn and in a bear market overall. So it may take some time for things to bounce back, but every single day is different in the market. So all we can do is come back tomorrow with the same plan, strategy, and criteria, and see if the market meets those criteria. So anyway, as always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.